What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. There is just so much goddamn content that is releasing today, and yeah, here we are with the brand new COLISEUM GYUKIMARU. COLISEUM GYUKIMARU is a pretty difficult Colosseum. I mean, that goes with pretty much any Colosseum that release nowadays. They are very difficult pieces of content. So before we get into the round 1, round 2, and also round 3, where I have 4 different teams for you guys in this video today, let's go ahead and talk about the brand new COLISEUM GYUKIMARU character. So this character is a quick slasher powerhouse, and his captain effect is going to be a quick and int boosting captain effect by 2.75 times and 1.25 health. So pretty bad captain effect. But his special ability is actually pretty interesting. So it maxes it, you know, you need a lot of skill ups. So you need like another 15 skill ups on top of it. So it goes into like a 12 or a 13 turn cooldown. And then if you add limit break well, it's not really technically an expansion, but if you get all the limit break orbs for the character, he goes down by an additional cooldown as well. But what it does, it will go ahead and deal 200 times his attack in quick damage to one enemy, and then makes quick and int characters all type slots are matching for 3 turns. That's great. And then it will also go ahead and reduce your crew's paralysis and bind duration by 4 turns, and then reduces enemies' damage reduction by 4 turns. That being the rainbow shield buff by 4 turns. So this character does a lot of good things. The only real bad thing about this character is that he reduces all of those different debuffs only by 4 turns. Now that's not the greatest, because typically you want 5 turns. 5 turns is like a godly utility. The fact that it's only 4 turns means that this character probably won't see as much play as what he should, honestly. It is a little bit of a downfall there, but nonetheless, it is a good special ability, and he is going to be boosted in the upcoming treasure map, so you want to make sure that he is ready to go, because he's just a good character, right? So you can definitely farm him up on the underground difficulty Colosseum, but of course you need to farm chaos difficulty if you want to get those limit break orbs. Good thing about him as well is that he reduces his own cooldown at the start of the quest as well with his potential ability. So lots of good things going for this guy. He's a pretty good unit. It's just unfortunate that his utility is 4 turns, not 5 turns. That's legit the only bad thing I can say about this character, but across the board, a pretty good unit. So that is going to conclude the introduction of this character. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of COLISEUM GYUKIMARU. So first of all, we've got round 1, which is going to be up against Okiku. Now, in this stage, we have Mr. Raizo with just under 4 million HP, and he's going to give you 3 turns of chain core vision reduction, and he also has an HP barrier. I do use Sugar here. Now, this is like a free-to-play team, and I kind of screw up, even though, like, you see that I don't have enough damage to take down Raizo in 1 turn, which I thought I would have, but unfortunately I don't. Even though, you know, we get to the final stage and Sugar will no longer have the toy soldiers, it actually doesn't matter. You know, we still have a lot of damage output here. We've got an attack boost with NL. We've got Zoro for his boosts, even though, like, it doesn't really matter. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, you know, Zoro actually works quite well, because a lot of the characters on our team are driven or slashers, so it actually works pretty well. And then we've got Orb Boost with Sugar Super Type. We've got an Orb Boost with Smoothie and Oven. So there's lots of boosts going on here, lots of chances of matching orbs and such, so no real problem there. But you see that, unfortunately, do not take down Raizo in 1 turn. Would have been awesome if I was able to, because then we would have had toy soldiers in the following turn, but not a big deal. Moving past that, though, on the final round is going to be against Okiku here on battle 5 of the first round, and Okiku has 6.6 million health. She has a defense down immunity, and also 4 turns of damage reduction and 4 turns of damage threshold, which is why I wanted to bring Braid Zoro, so that we could use his special to remove those defensive effects, as well as give us a color affinity boost. And then we've also got Empty Orbs, which is from the Okiku preemptive, which is kind of annoying as well, but again, this is why we have Smoothie and Oven, because we can use their special ability to shuffle orbs around, and it just ends up working quite well, especially because there's lots of chances of matching orbs with Sugar's captain effect, and also with Smoothie and Oven's switch effect, allowing Psi orbs to be beneficial as well. So for round 2, we're up against Kyoshiro, and on battle 4, we have Kinemon. Kinemon's got 4.5 million health, and he has a resilience buff for 4 turns, and also a perfect barrier. So this is why we're going to go ahead and use, what's his face? Bullet. Bullet special to allow us to get rid of the resilience, even though we could just use the switch effect of Akainu and Fujitora doesn't really matter. It gets the job done, which is quite nice. I just wanted to do it just to make sure I had enough damage output here, which, as you can see, I did kind of need a little bit of extra damage, so it did obviously make a pretty big difference there. But then moving on to the final stage, we have Kiyoshiro with 7.3 million. He has a delay immunity, and he gives you normal attacks only, so obviously you want to make sure that, you know, you don't rely on any specials that do damage, which is what works out perfectly so that we could use the bullet special the turn prior. But either way, we also get 4 turns of special bind, which is why we have the Hody on the team, and then also we get given a small attack boost, which is why Treasure Map Big Mom's so good, because we can use her special to remove any beneficial effects on our side of the field. So the attack boost that Kiyoshiro gives us, we can just remove it. We get all the boosts from Big Mom. We can get matching orbs with the Fujitora and a Kainu unit, and then Bullet himself is going to do like heaps of damage with all of the Big Mom boosts, which is really, really good. So now we get to the round number 3 against Gyukimaru. So the first team I have for you guys today is a V3 lore team. This is the first team that I attempted here. Now, one thing to note is the fact that on the final stage, there is a brand new debuff in this fight. And that debuff just really, really sucks. The debuff essentially says that you cannot tap with 6 characters. It will only allow you to tap with 5 characters. However, a good way to get around that is utilizing the Sugo Fest exclusive Sugar, because her taps with the toy soldiers do not count for that. So it makes a big difference, right? It's such an annoying debuff, but even though that debuff is inflicted, we are able to get through here, which is quite good. So another thing to note as well is that you are not allowed to use an orb boost on the final stage. Which is why we go ahead and use our Trafalgar Law special on this stage right here against the Zorojuro on stage 4, and then we can use the Kuzan special to extend that orb boost to become a 3-turn boost, so that we are guaranteed to get that 2.25 orb boost in the following stage. And then we've also got Sober Mask for his 2.5 attack boost, because we will be able to use it all in the multiple specials in the same turn. We also have Katakuri. Katakuri's only there, so we have the Cracker support to remove that on the Zorojuro stage, plus we need to use his special ability to make sure that Sober Mask can use his 2.5 boost instead of the 1.75. We've also got Speed Jiro, because we're going to be using his special to get rid of the barrier that's on Gyukimaru. And as you can see, Gyukimaru, man, he's a very, very tanky boy, 36.4 million HP, and having a barrier on top of that just makes it really annoying. So using the Speed Jiro, we can remove that. Obviously, we got some pretty key support effects there to remove the paralysis and the bind. We've got the Ace for additional color affinity there, and all in all, it's actually not a terrible team. If you've got the applicable characters, I would suggest building it. Like, it actually gets through the content relatively okay. Perfects are a little bit difficult to hit on this final stage, so I would suggest running the Merry-Go ship, which makes perfects a little easier to hit. I would suggest doing that if you have that. Well, everyone should have the Merry-Go ship, so make sure you have it max so you can use that ship instead. You could use another ship if you want, but it just makes it a lot easier to hit your perfects if you've got the Merry-Go ship. Plus, you don't like need another ship for any particular reason. Moving on to the next team of the video, we have my gal Sugar, which we just pulled today, which I'm very, very happy to use, of course. Now, as I mentioned, that new debuff on the final stage against Gyukimaru, Sugo Fest exclusive Sugar gets around that pretty easily. So we actually have a lot of damage here on this team. So a couple of things to note here is the support effect of Hachan allows us to get a lot of matching orbs here. And as you can see, we do use that brand new Kuma character, as I mentioned in my Kuma video, which I've already uploaded onto the YouTube channel. Ensure that you get him maxed out before moving into the Colosseum, just in case if you do need him. Plus, just he's going to be really good in a lot of other content outside of the Colosseum, so I would suggest maxing him out. He's really, really good. Now, on this stage against Zorojuro, we get given the full board of block orbs, and we get all those nasty debuffs, but of course, as I said, Kuma does get rid of all of those nasty debuffs that get inflicted here, and then we can just use the Viola special to get rid of the block orbs to make them matching, and we also have the support effect of that Perospero, which can lock all of our characters' slots, which is very useful, so we can carry them over into the next room, so very, very nice to have, of course. And then Sugar, we can get those toy soldiers, we get her orb boost. it's really, really cool the way that this character works, man, and I cannot wait to get the showcase video done. The showcase video probably won't be out for another day or two, so don't think it's going to be coming out anytime soon. It's going to take a little while to get some teams built for her, but either way, on the final stage here, we can use the Sugar super type again. We also have the Ace support for additional color affinity. And because of the fact that Sugar's Captain effect makes both Quick and Int Orbs beneficial, it works really well with Komurasaki because we can use her special ability to get a 2x attack boost. But as I mentioned, you know, you want to make sure that you use the super type special first and then go ahead and use Komurasaki because remember, he reacts to an orb boosting effect, but if it's a super type special or a switch effect or a support effect, he will not react to that orb boost. So we go ahead and use the super type first, and then we have the Komurasaki to give us a 2x attack boost. And, you know, Komurasaki could be replaced with any other attack booster or a really high color affinity booster, and then you go to take out that support Ace. But there's lots of freedom here with using Sugar, but overall, really, really fun character to use in this fight. And then speaking of Komurasaki, here is a Komurasaki team taking on the COLISEUM GYUKIMARU. Now, on this team, we have a pretty obscure character that you probably wouldn't use too often on a Komurasaki team, which is going to be Raid Crocodile. Raid Crocodile is a freaking beast, and if you are finding the Zorojuro stage a little bit difficult to get around, especially because of the fact it gives you block orbs, and it gives you that really nasty chain lock, then this Raid Crocodile is a perfect character. And another really good thing to note as well, right, is the fact that, you know, there's that really annoying barrier on the final stage, and you need like a 1 dex slot to get through it, right? Crocodile's a dex character. If you have some sort of way to get matching orbs on your team, then Crocodile's going to be a perfect way to do that. And of course, he does give you the ability to give you those matching slots, of course. Plus, we have the support of Perospero to lock those orbs to keep them for the following room. So it just works quite well, of course. And we also have full HP here because we hit a lot of perfects against the Hitetsu stage. So when we're at full HP and we use the special ability of Komurasaki, we get a 2x attack and orb boost for 2 turns. Then allowing our Kuzan to go ahead and make it a 3-turn attack and orb boost. And then obviously carrying that into the final room, we've got Croc's base chain boost as well. We've got Cracker's chain boost and color affinity for the final stage. And then also we do have the Robin, of course, to get rid of the paralysis and also the bind on the final stage as well. This team is exceptional. If you have the applicable characters, I 100% recommend it. Also, something to mention that I completely glossed over is that we do have the support of Legend Garp attached to Kuzan because of the special bind. The Legend Garp has such a powerful support effect, man. Really, really good. So if you have that as well, that's another really, really key unit. So the support Perospera and the support of Garp are like the key units here. Outside of that, yeah, the other teams, the other characters on this team are all you really need to get through it. So Komurasaki team is phenomenal. I think Komurasaki, honestly, is one of the most underrated Sugo Fest exclusives in the game, and I keep saying this, she is phenomenal. And the final clip of the video is with Douglas Bullet against the Gyukimaru Coliseum. So let's go ahead and talk about this one. This again is another very, very obscure team, but the way that this team is built, it is centered around driven characters. So keep that in mind because we have a very, very key support character here attached to Guild Tesoro, and that character is version 1 Legend Doflamingo. If you guys don't know what he does, his support effect states that when you launch the special and he can only attach to driven characters, and this is the super evolution of V1 Dofi, he will give your driven characters a 1.75 orb boost. You heard that correctly, a 1.75 orb boost to all driven characters. Douglas Bullet is driven, Guild Tesoro is driven, and Barto and Cavendish are also driven. And then, of course, we can get a 2.25 times attack boost with Barto Cavendish for our driven characters. We also get a 1.75 color affinity from the Legend Nami, who also removes paralysis on the final stage. Obviously, Kum is going to be great here because we can get rid of those debuffs. We have the Buena Festa attached to Douglas Bullet to change those block orbs into matching. And you can use both Douglas Bullets here because you get inflicted with normal attacks only on the final stage, so it does not matter. Very, very easy. And then, you know, once you get to the final stage, you just make sure you launch Guild Tesoro first, and then you can launch your Bato Cavendish, then you launch your Nami, and remember, you do need a Dex Orb to bypass that barrier, which when you use Guild Tesoro special, he's going to make sure that your Nami has that orb that you need. And then with all of your matching slots from Guild Tesoro, you have your orb boost, you have your attack boost, you have your color affinity. Douglas Bullet has an amazing captain effect, and it's able to get through it. So really, really cool team as well. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.